If you want a vintage camcorder, should you buy a Hi8 camcorder or a MiniDV one? We're going to shoot new footage with a Sony TRV-17 MiniDV and a Sony TRV-66 Hi8. I held the cameras like this so I could record this comparison. These are the tapes I used. Okay, let's start. In our first comparison, I digitized both video tapes using the S-Video port. This is daft, I know, because the MiniDV camcorder has a Firewire port that sends digital data right to my computer. So why use the inferior method? Well, I wanted to do an apples-to-apples comparison. How much of the MiniDV's superiority is from the transfer method, and how much is from its lens and innards. Both videos were rather dark, so I used the basic correction filter in Adobe Premiere, and then I pressed Auto. This was the result. The Hi8 is inferior, I think, but it has a particular look. This might be the very look you want in your skater video or whatever you plan on using the camcorder for. As the great Ted Lasso says, be curious, not judgmental. By the by, did you notice the like button? You could press it if you wish to add to the good in the world. Not only would Ted press it, he would bake me some biscuits. Okay, on to test number 2. Let's compare the same MiniDV footage exported via Firewire and via S-Video capture. I color-corrected a bit to try to get the two videos as close to each other as possible. I find the real version, the Firewire version, doesn't suffer that yellowish color problem. It doesn't quite look like modern video, but it feels less dated than Hi8. When MiniDV camcorders came to market in about 1999, they were awesome. The video data was saved on a digital tape. This is confusing to modern ears, I know, but this tape was essentially like a hard drive or SD card or whatever. It saved a digital video file, and then you connect the camcorder to a computer via a Firewire card, play back the tape, and you're done. Okay, enough of this test, you get the idea. If you have a MiniDV camcorder, you should connect it to your computer via Firewire, as Zeus himself commanded. And now, test number 3, let's compare the exquisite video from an iPhone 14 with the MiniDV camcorder and the Hi8 camcorder. Even with some color and brightness help in Adobe Premiere, the MiniDV camcorder and Hi8 are still, what's the right word? Terrible. Perhaps it is unfair to throw the iPhone 14 into the mix like this. Oh well, too late now. I think MiniDV and Hi8 have two different looks. It comes down to personal preference. What era are you looking to recreate? If the late 1980s and 1990s is your thing, then get the Hi8 camcorder. But if you go with a Hi8 camcorder, you will need a good capture device. Watch this video for recommendations on what to buy. On the other hand, if you opt for the MiniDV camcorder, you will need a Firewire card. I can confirm that my old Firewire card works in Windows 10, but if you use a Mac, you need to follow some rigmarole to get it to work on a modern Mac. Or you can buy an old Mac. Or better still, get a pre-owned Windows computer with a Firewire card and use it exclusively to transfer your videos. Let's get to the conclusion already. You've been exceedingly patient watching videos of a dollhouse and a splatter painting, and some dolls that some might describe as creepy. But as the great judge John Hodgman says, people like what they like. So the conclusion, video has come a long way since this 1894 film was recorded. For one, I think people are generally less physically fit, but that's not the conclusion you are looking for. Here is the conclusion about whether you should buy a Hi8 or a MiniDV camcorder. MiniDV is qualitatively better than Hi8, and transferring MiniDV video is easier because it is saved in a digital format right on the tape. If it was the year 2001, I would definitely buy a MiniDV camcorder. In fact, I did buy a MiniDV camcorder in 2001. However, Hi8 has a unique look. Yes, it's a lower resolution. Yes, it's inferior in many ways. But if you are looking for that 1980s or 1990s look, then Hi8 is the way to go. Just remember that you will need a good capture card. And also remember that all electronics will eventually stop working, usually because the capacitors will leak. This is true of all electronics, not just camcorders. So what that means is that a camcorder built in 1993 may fail before one built in 2003. If you get a Hi8 camcorder, here's a video you can watch with hardware recommendations. Finally, if you don't want your enemies to learn what you just learned here today, then do not under any circumstances click the thumbs up button. To hell with those jerks. Let them stumble across some inferior video. Suckers. Okay, well, it's time for me to have a snack. I'm thinking Melba toast with slices of Kraft cheese, or maybe some Ritz crackers. Yes, we do buzz marketing here at the channel. Of course, we still have not received any royalty checks from the Kraft Corporation, but I feel confident that these little mentions of their brand are helping keep them in business. And if they don't send us money, or even free samples, them go eat another company's crackers.